What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews, and we are back playing tournament time, baby. I got 4 picks that I've already put down. I'm going to take you through all of those today. I'll even take you through some of the leans that I considered betting on. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
So jumping into props madness the way that we always do. It's the best tool you're going to find if you like betting on the NBA or the WNBA. You get a 7-day free trial and 25% off when you use the code DAFT when you sign up. So I encourage you guys to check it out. Now, we've only got the 2 games today. Hawks versus the Magic and the Warriors versus the Grizzlies. I got 4 picks down and I feel a little bit strange about it. I've gone pretty square with this one. Looking at the games, looking at all the players, like you're probably not going to be like surprised that I'm betting on these because it all seems pretty straightforward. But I usually look to try to find some value, but in a game like this or games like this where the starters are expected to play more, the rotations are expected to be shorter, unless you predict a blowout, you got to be a little bit square, I think. So might be a little bit bland and a little bit boring, but let's go for it. We're talking about the Hawks and the Magic first. Hawks play extremely fast. The Magic play extremely slow. The Hawks offensively focused. The Magic defensively focused. So it's an interesting matchup here. The game is expected to be close. We've got a 5-point spread here. Orlando Magic are the favorites. It's going to be an interesting one, but let's talk about the 2 picks. I've got pretty much 1 bet on each team so far. In the morning, we'll see what other value pops up. But first one I'm looking at here is Paolo Banchero. Now, Banchero, I like him to score some points. I like him to rebound today. I'm taking both of them. I did take him for the 38.5 points and rebounds. If you can't get that, then obviously points is probably the easy pivot. I think he scores at least 30 points in this one. So with Banchero, it's a very simple and straight up explanation here. Great matchup against the Atlanta Hawks, right? Look at his play types. Likes to get to the free throw line, Atlanta Hawks sucks. Likes to score in the pick and roll, the Hawks suck. Scores in transition, the Hawks suck. Scores in isolation, the Hawks suck. Scores a spot-up shooter at times, the Hawks suck there too. So every single way that Banchero likes to score, the Hawks are well below average. Looking at similar types of players, we can see here 9 out of 15 similar types of players have covered their points and rebounds. You break that down individually, 11 out of the last 15 similar players have covered their points prop. And if you look at the rebounds, 11 out of the last 15 similar types of players have covered their rebound prop against the Atlanta Hawks. Banchero, expecting some big minutes from him in this one. Big opportunities, score a lot of points, get a lot of rebounds. That's what I'm hoping for here. So it's a pretty square bet. He's performed quite well against them this season. 33 points per game in the 3 games against the Atlanta Hawks. He only averaged 35 minutes. We could see Banchero seeing close to 40 minutes in this one, more opportunity. The risk here with Banchero is shooting percentage. He can have some terrible games, but the good thing is he's not afraid to put it up. So at least the volume should be there. Shooting percentage, that's probably the risk I'd say with Banchero. Looking at his rebounds, 6, 10, and 10. The game where he had 6 rebounds, only played 33 minutes in that one. But we're expecting close to 40. So I think a strong rebounding game should get some points as well. Onyeka Okongwu is going to stretch the floor. So whoever's defending some low usage rate players and not going to be part of those pick and rolls with Trae Young, I think has a great matchup today. So I think Wendell Carter Jr. is not going to be in a good position to get some boards. I'd be thinking Banchero gets some, and obviously Franz Wagner can get some too. But Banchero is who I'm rolling with. I like his 38.5 points and rebounds. If you can't get that, take his over 29.5 points. Now, moving to the Atlanta Hawks, did consider some, but I'll go through the leans later. Let's just get through the bets first. Trae Young. I'm taking him for over 26.5 points. Is another bet that I feel is quite square, but it just makes so much sense. Like, why overthink this? Pretty much no one on this Atlanta team has a better matchup than Trae Young. No one's going to have the ball as much as Trae Young. The way Orlando plays defense, they're going to limit his passing options. They've done it all season. They don't allow points to spot up shooters. They make it difficult down low in the paint. So Trae Young, I see a lot of floaters, a lot of 3-point attempts, a lot of pick and roll stuff here for Trae Young, which is good because if there is a weak point in this Orlando Magic defense, it is in the pick and roll and it is giving free throws. So they do foul a lot as well, which also makes it hard for Trae Young to get his assists. I did see in my Discord today, a lot of people saying, why is Trae Young's assist line so low? It's because not only do the Magic not allow points to spot up shooters, they allow the fewest points to spot up shooters in the league. They're also top 6 in terms of points allowed in the restricted area, and they foul a lot. You know how hard it is to get assists when the person you're passing to always seems to get fouled? So it all makes it difficult. But in terms of scoring, The Magic, bottom 5 in points allowed in isolation, allow a lot of free throws, and terrible at defending the pick and roll. We can see here 10 out of the last 15 similar types of players as Trae Young. They've gone over their points line against the Orlando Magic this season. Trae Young himself, he's gone over this in 2 out of 3 games against Orlando, averaging 28 points per game. The only game he went under, he was 1 from 8 from 3, 6 from 17 from the field. The next 2 games, the volume was insane. 28 shot attempts and 20 shot attempts more recently. Shot a decent 50% from the field, but only got to the free throw line 6 times. So I'm expecting a lot of minutes from Trae Young. I'm expecting a lot of foul baiting, a lot of free throws from Trae Young. Thank you very much. But 26.5 in a big game like this, I think Trae Young steps up today. In the next game, we've got the Warriors versus the Grizzlies. 2 different bets here, one from each side. And the first one I'm talking – I happen to be betting on 2 guys I don't like watching. Like in terms of basketball players, I don't like either of them too much. But putting out feelings aside, I'm betting on Draymond Green today, and there's so much that I love about Draymond Green in this particular game. I'll probably run a value play, a high value play, just for Draymond. I love what I'm seeing here. But the bet that I have 1 unit on, I'm betting on Draymond Green, rebounds and assists, taking him for over 13.5. Now, if you just looked at his hit rate and what he's been doing lately, there is no way in hell you go close to this. But this is very much dependent on the matchup, how he plays the Grizzlies. Zach Edey's most likely going to be the one defending him unless he gets played off the court, and pretty much the whole scheme of things and what's happened so far this season. So firstly, let's talk about this Zach Edey matchup. Zach Edey plays one of the lowest drop coverages I've ever seen, and I get it. He's probably 7'4". It's difficult to move those feet sometimes, but I think it's part of the scheme. They kind of leave Draymond Green open all the time. Zach Edey kind of plays a safety in a roaming role, and Draymond Green gets to go wherever he wants. And a lot of the time, honestly, Draymond Green is wide open. So I also like his 3-pointers made prop. I might play that as part of a value play, but Draymond is left wide open all the time. And even though he's wide open, he's still looking to pass the ball to others. This Memphis Grizzlies team, they allow a ton of assists above the break. They allow the 4th most assists above the break. They allow a ton of points. And Draymond Green absolutely ate them alive the last time they played. He had 12 assists in that game, 25 potential assists. Now, in this particular game, Steph Curry scored 52 points. I think he only had 3 or 4 assists to Steph Curry in that game. He had a lot of effectiveness finding Podziemski, Jimmy Butler, cutting backdoor, Moses Moody shooting some 3-pointers. So even though Steph Curry scored 52, I think Draymond only had 4 assists to Steph Curry in that game. What we do like in this is the fact that he had 25 potential assists. So the volume is fantastic, and that is because Zach Edey pretty much leaves him wide open. Draymond Green gets aggressive, pretends to attack the basket, and he's always looking to kick it out. So in terms of assists, I think he sees a lot of usage and a lot of opportunities to get those dimes. But I also like the rebounds here. Everybody knows the Golden State Warriors are not a great rebounding team. Draymond's usually the small ball 5. So there's a lot of pressure and a lot of emphasis on Draymond being a great rebounder in this matchup. What I do like, he's very physical. Zach Edey boxes out very well, and he's really locked into getting these boards. Zach Edey's not moving too far from the basket. Draymond Green's always in that safety position as well, communicating to the rest of the team. So he finds himself in great opportunities to get some rebounds. Looking at rebounds, he had 10 rebounds in the last game from 15 chances. He had 8 rebounds in an earlier matchup. One of these games, they lost by 51 points. That was a blowout. He didn't even get a rebound in that game, and it makes sense. So I like what I'm seeing here for Draymond for both rebounds and assists. It's a big matchup. Will play a lot of minutes here, and he's smart enough to not only get Steph Curry wide open, but he can find Jimmy Butler, Podziemski, Moses Moody, those types of guys. I think Draymond Green gets it happening here. I can see a few rebounds where he gets a rebound straight into transition, and he can get some assists that way. So even though I don't like Draymond Green or his podcast, Draymond Green rebounds and assists, I do like that. Now, the other play that I'm looking at Memphis, I hate to say it, but I'm looking at betting on Jaren Jackson Jr. Well, not looking. I am betting on Jaren Jackson Jr. today. I bet he's over 26 or 20. I got it at 25.5, but I'd still play this at 26.5. Talking about his points and rebounds today. Now, Jaren Jackson Jr. is one of the worst rebounders at his size that I have ever seen. But again, this is very matchup dependent. So if you just looked at the hit rates and how he's gone on the season, looked at how he performs with certain minutes, certain plays, it's not going to look great, and it's not going to tell you a terrific story. But Jaren Jackson Jr., thrives in this matchup for a couple of reasons. Firstly, if we talk about points, right? The Golden State Warriors do a very good job of limiting points around the basket, although they do allow a lot of points in his favorite place to score, which is in the paint, but outside of the restricted area. They allow second most points there, and he scores 43% of his points in that position. They also allow a ton of points to spot up shooters. Jaren Jackson Jr. scores most of his points as a spot up shooter, especially in this new offense, new coach, Ja Morant running a ton of pick and rolls. Jaren Jackson Jr. should find himself open in the corners a lot. In terms of how he's performing against the Warriors this season, let's take a look. He's over his points and rebounds prop in 3 out of the 4 games. The only game where he went under was in that 51-point blowout where he only played 20 minutes. So happy to disregard that. Looking at the more competitive games, he's averaging 33 points and rebounds per game against the Warriors this season. He's covered his points prop in every single game. He's covered his rebounds prop in every single game. He's had great rebound chances, and he's been collecting these boards. And here's why. The Golden State Warriors will look to exploit Zach Edey, which is the reason why I'm not betting on Zach Edey today. His minutes, he should play 30, but there's a world where he only plays 20. And that's because the Golden State Warriors are going to target him, target the way he plays defense and drop coverage. They're going to run a whole lot of handoff action with Draymond Green. That helps Draymond Green assist, but it also brings Zach Edey up, meaning he's not going to be in the best position to score. Get rebounds, unless he makes the choice to leave Steph Curry wide open. Now, Steph Curry just scored 52 points the last time they played. I'm assuming the Memphis Grizzlies try something different to slow him down. They don't have Jalen Wells, who's their best perimeter defender, so they need to do something, and I think it involves either not playing Zach Edey or Zach Edey playing higher. What that means is Jaren Jackson Jr. is either going to get more minutes than he normally would if they play him at the 5, but it also means he's going to be in good positions to get rebounds if the Warriors choose to attack him. The other thing I like about the boards here is Jaren Jackson Jr., he is a rim protector, right? Anytime somebody drives, Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be there. If he's contesting all these shots at the rim, he's never going to get the rebounds. That's not what he does. But the Golden State Warriors, they live and die by the 3. I think they're, second or third in the league in terms of 3-point attempts. And Jaren Jackson Jr. does get a lot of rebounds from 3-point attempts purely because no one's taking him out of position. They're not attacking him. He's got length. He's got size, athleticism. He can get some rebounds that way as well. So I do like him to score some points. Another thing I'll call out about the points, looked at the last game, Warriors versus the Grizzlies, and in the second half of that game, all of the offense revolved around Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. got given so many wide open looks in that last game. He was just bricking everything. So he shot poorly, still managed to score 22 points. He was 2 from 9 from 3-point land, 7 from 20 in the game. He only shot 35% from the field. If we do see an improvement here on that, and he maintains that level of volume, Jaren Jackson Jr. should have a big game. But I will say the risk on betting on Jaren Jackson Jr. every single time is foul trouble. Like Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Duren, Karl Anthony Towns, these tickle monsters, I'll tell you, like Jaren Jackson Jr. is not fouling Jimmy Butler at the rim. He's like doing the most stupid fouls you can think of, and that's the risk that you play with Jaren Jackson Jr. But I'm taking the risk, points and rebounds. That's what I'm taking for Triple J. Now, I get that all 4 of those bets did seem, I'd say, a little bit square, but look, that's the play-in. The rotations are going to shorten up. It's not bad to be square. Can't be unique and get adventurous with it every single time. So hopefully these star players deliver for me. Let's see how we go. Now, pumping the brakes real quick. Quick update. I've had, 12 different interviews throughout this month looking for people to join my team. If I didn't reach out to you, request an interview, unfortunately, didn't progress to the next stage, but it's not all bad. So one thing I noticed with the 200 applications I got, there were tons of people who were just saying, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help you. I want to support. There was also a lot of people saying, I just want to work with you so I could learn. I want to understand what you do, how you do it, what tools you use, and I want to have access to you. And I think that's great. It's not what I was looking for, but it's great to see the volume of people looking to learn from me, which I'm completely supportive with. All right, I'm happy to do that for you. So what I'm in the process of, I'm basically looking to create a school community. And I do have a Discord group, but that's a group for, for some avid gamblers, not looking to learn a thing, just looking to banter, share bets, talk shit, all that type of stuff. This school community that I am creating is very specific to education, accountability, community around learning, doing things the right way when it comes to sports betting. And I'm creating this school community to create courses around discipline and all the different things that have helped me get to this point. And the reason why I'm doing it is over the last 10 to 15 years, I've been gambling. I've only been profitable for the last 2 years. Prior to that, I was chasing parlays, I was doing risky stuff, I was listening to what other people said. I was betting like an absolute idiot. I was losing a portion of my paycheck every single week for over 10 years. And I, did hit rock bottom and I bounced back, made some commitments, got disciplined. And then over the last 2 years, it's been absolutely brilliant. And a lot of you guys get to see the finished product of that, right? But what I want to do is take what I've learned in the last 10, 15 years of being an absolute loser and how I figured it out. I want to package that up into a course, create a community to support all of you guys so that you can learn to do the same thing. So if you're interested in joining the community, I don't have any courses done yet, but I'm working on it every single day. For those of you who choose to make the jump early, we can start coaching, talking, getting some feedback happening. For those of you who get in early, you're going to lock it in at the cheapest price that this thing will ever be. Once all the courses and the modules are created, obviously that price will go up. But if you guys are interested in checking it out, I'll leave a link for that down low in the video description. I've named the group the Daft Collective, and that's because it's a collective of us doing it my way, trying to do things right. I'll teach you not only the basics, the discipline, my strategies, but we'll go in depth with a lot of advanced concepts too. But go ahead and check that out. Let's get into these leans. So there's a couple of things I wanted to bet on, but I didn't, and I'll take you through that now. If it's plays that you like, feel free to jump on. Let's go. All right, back to the Hawks versus the Magic. And a lot of these leans that I had, honestly, quite square as well. I just couldn't get there. First one I was looking at was Caris LeVert, over 12.5 points. I was looking at over 16.5 points and rebounds. And very much for the same reasons I bet the others. The only risk with this is that Caris LeVert comes off the bench. And there is a world where Caris LeVert plays more minutes because the Atlanta Hawks probably need better offense because of how good Orlando's defense is. So he could play more minutes than what he's projected for. Now, Caris LeVert, he's gone over in all of the games against the Orlando Magic this season. 13, 18, 13, 13. 14.3 points per game, right? So he scored very well against a tough defense. Similar to Trae Young, he does some work in transition, works in the pick and roll. Outside of Trae Young, he probably runs a pick and roll the second most. Now, Caris LeVert's done well against Orlando, but in these games, he's averaging 28 minutes per game. The current projections for Caris LeVert is for him to only play 25. And although I don't trust it completely, it's enough for me to say, hey, let's wait. Maybe in the morning, the projections will be a little bit more accurate. So Caris LeVert has a decent matchup, but he's proven that he can score against the Orlando Magic before, although he did play a lot more minutes before than what he may be projected for today. But at the same time, I also see how Zachary Risacher also gets less minutes than he normally would because this is a very big game. He is a rookie. He's predominantly a spot-up shooter who scores in transition. And the Orlando Magic are terrific at defending those things. So it might be a little bit redundant to get Zachary out there. But Caris LeVert's one that I was leaning. We shall see. Another one I was looking at was Moge. Now, Moge typically only plays a couple of minutes, but they rested him halfway through the last game of the bloody regular season when I bet on him because they have intention of using him in this game. So I have a feeling he could see a good uplift in his minutes. He could play 15 to 20 minutes in this game, probably at least 20, really. And the rebounds could be there, the points could be there. But I think there's a lot of value in Moge, but I'll wait till the morning before I bet that. And for the Orlando Magic, I didn't consider betting on this because this just seems way too good to be true. But Cole Anthony over 5.5 points. He's projected to play over 20 minutes on the bench. And even when I looked at games this season where he plays like 18 to 23 minutes, like he's still over this game in 9 of 14. He only needs 3 buckets, maybe 2 3-pointers. He's done it against Atlanta playing this minutes range, but it feels like it's too low. It's too good to be true. The books aren't that stupid, so they may know something that I don't. But looking at the Grizzlies and the Warriors, Jimmy Butler points. That caught my attention for sure. 22.5 points. One, this is a very important game. Jimmy should see tons of minutes, right? When Jimmy plays high minutes with Steph Curry, averaging 23 per game. He's up against the Grizzlies. He scored 27 points against them last time. He managed to get to the free throw line a lot, which is good. The Grizzlies, they fail a lot. So chances are he sees the free throw line a lot in this one. He also managed to score 27 points when Steph Curry scored 52, which is insane. And my assumption here is Steph Curry doesn't score 52 in this game. There might be more uses there for Jimmy Butler. His matchup is decent. It's okay. It's not the best, but gets a free throw line, scores in transition. So Jimmy Butler points, it correlates well with the Draymond Green assists play that I was looking at. So that was one that I considered. I wanted to take a Buddy Hield under, but bench players and unders, I didn't feel too confident on it. He only scored 8 points last time against Memphis. He played 20 minutes. I don't know how many minutes Buddy Hield plays in this one, but the matchup is a good one for him. So I don't know. I'm a little bit hesitant there. And looking at the Memphis side, I didn't really consider Zach Edey, to be honest. Like, yeah, the rebound numbers as of late, and you guys know that I've been betting on Zach Edey heavily since the coaching change because he's playing so many more minutes. He had 16 rebounds in 32 minutes in that last game against the Warriors. But my question is, does he still manage to play 30 minutes in this game? That's my only hesitation in this one. It's a very important game. Do they play him off the court? Now, the Warriors, they've been giving up boards to bigs like crazy. Look at this. 12 of the last 15 centers have covered their rebound line, and they've had very big rebounding games. But I don't know. This game, if I do bet on Zach Edey, I'm probably going to bet on him to get through 13 rebounds. I'm not going to play him at these odds. At 13 rebounds, I might be able to put half a unit on it and see what happens. But I don't know. There's a part of me that says he could be played off the court here. It's not the time to work on development. Like, you need to put your best team out there. And if there's a chance that the Grizzlies are probably chasing points, you don't want Zach Edey on the floor. So it's a 5-point spread, 7-point spread, 7.5. I was close. And yeah, if they're chasing points, Zach Edey probably sees less time, and Santi Aldama probably gets more time, and they go small ball. But it's a small risk that I anticipate happening. But if I do bet on Zach Edey, we're betting on his over because we think he's going to play 30 minutes. And if he's going to play 30 minutes, just take him for 13 rebounds anyway. Like, you bet less, you win the same amount anyway. So I think Zach Edey doesn't get close to the 10.5, or he gets 13 because he actually stays on the court. That was my thought on that. Ja Morant just playing very good basketball. 36 points last time against the Golden State Warriors. But I will call out, he did shoot an insanely high percentage from three. His field goal percentage was very high. I would assume there's going to be regression, but I'd also assume that he sees high volume in the second half of that last game. They sent more bodies on Ja Morant, which is why Jaren Jackson Jr. found himself so wide open, because they were putting more attention to Ja Morant. The Warriors, if they're smart, they probably apply that attention from the jump, which makes me a little bit hesitant to bet on Ja Morant points. Looking at his assist prop, he did have only 6 assists in that last game. Would have had more, but Jaren Jackson Jr. couldn't shoot to save his life. So the assist prop I considered. And then I thought to myself, I'm reading too far into this. Let's just settle it down. Let's not overthink this. Take what looks good, what feels right. In the morning, I'll do more research anyway, and I'll probably have more bets down. But I do hope you guys found that valuable. I know I haven't made a video for quite a few days, but we back, getting back into business as usual. I'll get a video out the day before. If I don't have any bets down, I'll take you through my leans, and I'll give you some insights anyway. But I do wish you guys the best of luck. We've got a 2-game slate. Hopefully it's entertaining, and hopefully our bets cash. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.